Hello, everybody. Welcome back to SuppTalk Radio. I always say I'm excited, but today I am double excited because this is my brother, not an iron brother, but this is my brother who I've known for years. He's been so busy. He's come out of COVID and so much good stuff on the agenda. I am so glad to speak to and have back Marc Burton of Iron Brothers Supplements. Brother, it's been too long. How are you?
It's been way too long, Sean. It's an honor to be back. It's been about 3 years since I was last on here.
Yes.
Thank you very much for your patience. I know you asked a few months ago. We were waiting on the garage here /office/gym to get ready. So now it's ready. So yeah, let's let you be the first podcast.
Well, I appreciate it, brother. Let's go back for a minute here because I remember I first met you when you were on the oil rigs on the other side of Canada, and it was crazy.
Yeah, that was Western Canada. I forget what caught your attention too. It might have been a labeling error or a spelling error or something on a rendering or
something. I don't remember what it wasn't misspelling, but again, I was just like, wow, this is it's a good looking product, good looking guy. And we just started dialoguing from there.
Yeah, and here we are today. That was about 5 years ago.
It's been that long. Is that how old the brand is?
Crazy. Yeah, the brand is 5.5 years.
Wow. Oh my God. Yeah. And I remember for people that are listening, do you remember the little Instagram group that we had? It was Snoop and Eddie from Muscle Players and Nick from Rage. And God, we'd go through like 500 messages a day. It was ridiculous. How we got any work done?
Yeah, great guys, all great guys. I haven't talked to Nick in a minute. I'll have to reach out.
Yeah, I know Nick has been, I think Nick has kind of been sideswiped with a lot of the COVID and manufacturing issues like everybody else. But I guess bring us up to speed, brother. It's been a couple of years. I see new products, new flavors. What's been going on with yourself?
Yeah, well, we launched here in Canada back in June of 2020. Wasn't the best timing, but not too much we could do about that. We launched with our Ruthless pre-workout. We're up to 5 flavors of that now. Planning to do our limited edition Jingle Juice again for this Christmas season.
That's a banger, dude. I love it.
Yeah, that's a huge hit. Recharged our intra-workout EAA formula. That's up to 5 flavors now as well. We have our Prodigy nootropic. We have our test booster. And we just got a product license for a creatine product.
Really? Straight creatine or blend or what?
Yeah, straight creatine 100.
Wow. So I'm going to flash something. Hopefully it'll come up with my screen on here.
Me too.
I'm going to go ahead and save this for another year and put it on eBay for like $500 and see if I can get a sale.
Oh, that was the Tofino Sunrise flavor.
Yes.
Yeah, we had to bring that back for the recharge this year. Pineapple strawberry, Tofino Sunrise.
Oh my God. Yeah. So brother, how's things been in Canada with the supply chain issues and everything else?
We haven't ran into too much supply chain issues, but the price of raw ingredients has been crazy. Like the price on our Ruthless formula has gone up about $6.20 since last November.
Okay.
Yeah. So aside from pricing, as long as you place the POs soon enough, we haven't ran out of product due to, canisters or lids or anything like that yet.
So are you manufacturing here in the US though?
We manufacture our capsule products that we sell on Amazon in the US, and all the powdered products and the Canadian test booster and Prodigy are all manufactured up here in Canada.
Okay. So what's that like, obviously getting stuff from the US, the products that are manufactured in the US over across to Canada, or is there an issue?
There's not an issue. The only issue is the price of shipping and the customs and duties fees.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. And it gets a little confusing too, because I'm not sure if many of your listeners know, but up here in Canada, the rules and regulations set forth by Health Canada are quite different than the FDA in the US. Yep. Here in Canada, Health Canada needs to approve your product and make it safe for human consumption before you can sell it up here. In the US, you make a label, you don't use any gray area ingredients, and you can pump out products as fast as possible.
And you have to get what we call, I guess, an NPN number, right? Explain exactly what that is for people that are listening, Marc.
Well, that's the product license, and that just shows that Health Canada went through all the ingredients and their positive that it's safe for human consumption.
And you have to do it for every single product you drop.
Yes.
And how long does it generally take for the time you, I guess, submit the paperwork to getting hopefully it approved?
By the time you submit the paperwork, when Health Canada, they'll send you an acknowledgement letter stating they've received the application. A class 1, like creatine, is 30 days.
Okay.
You know how much a class 2 is, the weight, but the weight for a class 3, which is a pre-workout, an intra-workout, a fat burner, all those good products, that's a 210-day wait.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So to put it into perspective, we finalized a stimulant-free pre-workout formula just the other day. I hired a gentleman from the U.S., Robert Chinetsky.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful man. We nailed a beautiful formula, and we're getting flavor samples sent here now. So once we get those flavors picked out, then I'll send the formula over to our NPN consultant, and she will do her magic. And by the time she gets that sent to Health Canada, and 210 days to approve it. Then once it's approved, you got to do the labels and stuff like that. So long story short, from formula until product is in people's hands, if everything goes good, is a 1 year wait.
Jeez. So now let's just say, devil's advocate, that something's not right and they decline it or whatever it is. I mean, is it a quick fix? Like if you fix it and send it back in again, I mean, will the turnaround time be quick the second time around, if that makes sense?
Sometimes they'll always reach out and say, we need some evidence on this, or we need some data on this and that. And yeah, it usually doesn't burn up too much time.
Geez, I knew about the NPN number, but I didn't realize it could be almost a year. Is it just a pre-workout, or is there anything else that's like that longevity as well?
No, anything with multiple ingredients. So like a pre-workout, a testosterone booster, fat burner.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I give you credit. I mean, so you got to love Canada, though. It's good that they obviously care about the ingredients, unlike, I hate to say this, but unlike here in the U.S., that you have to wait for a death for somebody to actually, or something to actually take place. But obviously.
Personally, I prefer the U.S. style myself.
Would you?
Yeah. I know our good friend Robbie from Apollon. He's able to put out new pre-workouts. It seems like every 3, 4, or 5 months.
Oh God, but he's got new products every 2, 3, 5 days.
Yeah. Well, he knows what he's doing. It's a big success. So.
Oh my God. So over the last couple of years, brother, someone had asked, what's been your biggest challenge growing the brand?
Biggest challenge up here in Canada now is getting into there's 2 main retailers up here, Supplement King and Popeyes. Popeyes has about 140 locations. Supplement King has 81.
Okay.
And that's what we've been working towards since launch date, is getting into one of these 2 stores. But it seems like they have a hard time bringing in a relatively unknown brand.
Okay.
Compared to when Redcon comes into the country, Redcon, Alani Nu, we have Rise up here now. Sebum's pre-workout just landed today, so they're very keen on the U.S. brands with the big social media presence.
So is that just thinking that they're going to get more notoriety, obviously having a well-named brand?
I would think so. Yeah, I would think so.
But is it also just the numbers too? I'm sure that they look for they probably look for discounts, saying, well, I can get Sebum at $20 cost, where obviously yours is going to be more of a premium because you have less minimums, I guess, or less.
You would think so. I think that Sebum pre-workout is wholesaling for about $40 right now, which is quite a bit more than. Yeah. Really?
Okay.
There's a lot of other things behind the scenes too that I don't want to get into, but
yeah.
A lot of different factors. Yeah. Relationship.
But also, I would think, though that there's not a ton of companies in Canada. I mean, you've got the Muscle Techs, and you've got Magnum, and I know there's a smaller brands, but there's not a lot. You would think there'd be a lot more like Pride, I guess, bringing in the Canadian brands, but I guess everyone plays closer to the dollar, obviously.
Yeah, you would think. There's a lot of Canadian brands up here that, to put it politely, they just won't go away. Like, they don't move. Nobody's buying them. You know what I mean? No, like there's brands that have been around for 15, 16, 17 years. And it's like, okay, that stuff, peaked a long time ago. Like maybe get that off your shelves and bring in something new and hot and, better formulas, better flavors, better packaging and that stuff. But I think it all falls back on relationships with brand owners and distributors and stuff like that. Yeah.
So how was your presence? I know you're in Eddie's store. How's your presence here in the US?
US, honest to God, we never tried to do anything big with retail in the US. The main deterrent was where we were doing well on Amazon. From what I see and from what I hear, it sounds like supplements on Amazon have unfortunately been putting a lot of the brick and mortar stores, I don't want to say out of business, but taking a lot of food off their table. So I always felt like these retail stores wouldn't look at Iron Brothers as too friendly, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So is everything on Amazon aside from the pre? Because I know your test booster is banging. That's always been a hot seller for you on there.
That test booster, it changed our lives. It got me off the oil rigs. It's been able to fund the Canadian products. And actually, for the past couple of months now, that test booster has been the top selling test booster in Canada, Amazon.
Really?
Well. Yeah.
And you've got that, and then also is the estrogen one still as well? Is that still around?
The estrogen blocker, yeah, that still does well. We have the estrogen blocker. We have the thermo shred, which is our medium stim fat burner. Yeah. Thermal burn, which is our high stim fat burner. We have the test booster, ruthless, recharged. We have a liver support formula. We have our nitric oxide boosters, stim free fat burner. Yeah, sleep aid, quite a few SKUs.
So someone had asked too, Marc, about your Prodigy. I mean, do you have any thoughts of coming out with a powdered version of that?
We actually got flavoring done on that about 2 years ago, and it was very hard to flavor. So I kind of put that idea on the back burner.
The lion's mane, or is it something else?
I'm not sure. The thing with Canada too is it's like 90% powders. Like you go into a Supplement King or Popeyes, and the majority of the fat burners or the nootropics are all powdered form.
Yep.
I always like to be a little different or difficult, either one. But so that's why I plan on sticking with the capsules for Prodigy for now.
Okay. And then what about, I don't know if you can do it in Canada, but what about somebody asked about a high stim pre? Because everybody's like cracked out here in the US wanting 400 or 500 mgs of caffeine stuff. Yeah,
well, up here in Canada, Health Canada limits how much caffeine you can use per serving. It's capped out at 200 milligrams per serve.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why, I'm not sure if you noticed this, but like even the Iron Brothers, the Ruthless, it's down as 40 serves. That's 40 single serves. And the reason why we do that is to get around that 200 milligram threshold.
Yep.
So it's actually only a 20 serve, but.
So does Health Canada not realize that people are going to go ahead and double and triple scoop a product anyway to get that high caffeine?
I like to think that they have their asses covered if anything was to happen,
Yep.
Yeah.
What about plans for protein?
Or haven't even looked into it yet.
Okay.
Yeah. My good friend, he's another brand owner, Tony from TC Nutrition. And I
never heard of him.
You haven't heard of TC Nutrition?
No. Shame on me.
Top brands, yeah. You have to reach out to him.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I talk to him quite regularly, and the price of protein right now, I think I'll just hang tight until hopefully that goes down a bit.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to assume, I mean, you're probably very happy with, somebody actually wrote this in. Are you happy with the business at this time? I mean, from my standpoint, obviously you're the finance guy, but I look at where you were again years ago on the rig, and you were home, I don't even know, you might be a month, a year, maybe a little bit more. But I mean, how are you happy with how everything's evolved over the last couple of years?
It's pretty crazy. We started this company with our relentless pre-workout about 5 years ago. Was given the opportunity to partner up with a gentleman and start the company. And I won't lie, I put in 110% everything I had for years and years, and with hard work and a little bit of luck, here we are today.
So again, I'm sure back in Jaclyn's probably happy as can be to have you home more often now.
Of course, yeah. Well, the big thing for me is getting to spend lots of time with her, but getting to spend so much time with the kids is great. Like we were just talking before we went live. They're growing so fast. Like it means the world to me to wake up, take them out to the bus stop in the morning, get them to bed at night. When I was rigging, like the twins, they just had their 6th birthday about a week ago. And I remember 4 years ago when they had their 2nd birthday, like I was on call doing the directional work out west. Yeah. And Jaclyn was gone to Costco, and then she was picking up the cake for their birthday. We were just having a little birthday party for them. And I got a call from Pacesetter Directional asking if I wanted to go to work. And there wasn't much work back then. So I said, yes, of course. When would you like me to go? Thinking, tomorrow, Monday, next Wednesday. Like, oh, we need you to leave right now. I'm like, right now? Like, yeah, right now. So, yeah. So long story short, I made up a couple little fibs there and got to stay home for the party. And then after that, I drove 6 hours into the mountains and I did a 50-day hitch in the middle of nowhere.
Jeez, because I remember you were telling me you'd basically be like on call, like 1 hour, 2 hours a day or something, but you'd have to be there on site, if I remember that. Yeah,
that's right. I had a tool. I'd run an MWD tool that would go downhole, and what that would do is that would transmit a bunch of data up through the mud and then get decoded and sent down to the shack, and then I would forward that information to the directional drillers and the geologists in Calgary and stuff like that.
Jeez.
Yeah. And again, it was a great job though, because there was a lot of ass time, and that's where I built Iron Brothers.
I remember that, because you'd say, it's been the rest of the time with your little notebook sitting on a couch or something.
Exactly.
Coming up, whatever you could do.
And I was always pretty lucky too. We were always very close to a gym. Except one time, I remember we were up around Fort St. John. It was over an hour and a half drive to the gym one way, and I used to go every day.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's discipline, brother.
That's right. Yeah. A discipline or an addiction, either one or a mix of both.
Oh my God. So somebody had a weird question, and I didn't spell it right, but they said, who is your favorite French Canadian?
French Canadian. I would have to say it's Alexander.
I was thinking about Guy Lafleur, but then again, maybe it is Alex.
Yeah, I think I'd have to say Alex. Yeah.
So you're in one of his stores too, right? Or a couple of his. I don't know if it's his store or if he works for a store.
I think he's in on the store, and he does very good with Iron Brothers there too.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
So at another person, do you plan to visit the U.S.? The Apollon seminars next month is what they're getting at. I know you're not going to do that, but any plans to come to the U.S.?
I'm a little tore. I'm a little upset. There's 2 reasons I can't make that show. The first one is I think the Apollon seminar is the 22nd or 23rd of October.
Yeah, correct.
Jaclyn's show or competition is on the 29th.
Okay.
So I don't think I'd be able to leave her.
Okay.
If I could, yeah. And then I think your demented old president down there is still looking for vaccine passports and papers to get into the good old US of A. So that'd be another bit of a roadblock there too.
We can't win. We're both the same, brother, because I know Trudeau's a little bit off his rocker a little bit, and then we've got Trump and Biden over here. It's the worst of 2 worlds here.
I honestly I don't know who's worse. I don't know who's worse. I don't.
Oh my God. Let's talk about Jaclyn for a minute, because you mentioned me off the air here that she's doing a bodybuilding show.
Yes.
I mean, she looks like $1 million because I see her on Instagram.
Yeah.
But what made her? Was it you? Was it just a personal thing, or what made her decide to do that?
Long story short, we set up a booth at a bodybuilding show in Edmonton like 4 years ago. And when she saw the ladies up on the stage, she kind of fell in love with it a little bit. And now that we're all settled in here, she figured she'd give it a go.
Wow. So she's 4 weeks out, I guess?
4 weeks, almost 4 weeks. Yeah.
Wow. Is she doing this like on her own? Are you her advisor, or does she have anybody else in the
She has a coach. She hired a very professional coach who knows his stuff. Yeah. There seems to be quite a few coaches up around here that just do like cookie cutter plans and workouts and stuff like that. So she went out and hired one of the best.
Is it tough with the girls though? I mean, you got kids that are eating cookies, and I know you're guilty too of eating some of the naughty stuff. I've seen you.
Well, not to steal any of Jaclyn's spotlight, but when she started prepping for the show, towards the end of August, I said, Marc, now's your chance. I'd eat healthy all day, and then in the evenings, I'd get a little bit of the munchies, and I'd get into the chips and the ice cream. You know what it's like when you had small kids. There's always all kinds of delicious, unhealthy food around. And Jaclyn always used to say, she'd say, "You're in some good shape, Marc. I wonder what kind of shape you would be in if you actually watched what you ate." So when she started her prep, I started mine. I cut out all the sugar and the bad foods, and I'm not lying. I like 13, 14 pounds just fell off me in like 4 or 5 weeks.
But you wear it well though, because obviously, okay, friend here. Obviously, I see your pictures on the beach, and I see the abs and everything. But you don't look like you shrunk. You look like you've leaned out, but you don't look like you've shrunk.
Yeah, I hit the gym every day. Yeah, sometimes twice a day. I know that's not good bodybuilding advice, but
that's all right. We're old. We're stubborn.
Yeah, the way I see it, I would rather go to the gym 7 days a week and perhaps maybe lose a bit of muscle than take rest days. I'm weird like that.
And how's her brand doing? Because she's now got an apparel line under you guys. Let's plug that a little bit.
Her brand is doing amazing. It's doing awesome. The local love has been huge, and the ladies that buy the gear, they love it. They love it. Are you familiar with Lululemon?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, well, that's a big Canadian brand up here that most people seem to love, and the ladies say it's nicer gear than Lululemon at a little bit of a better price.
But now is she in any stores, or it's strictly online, or what's her customer base?
It's all online. It's all online at the moment. Yeah.
Yep. And let's give a friendly plug to the website. Go ahead. Do you have a website or?
IB Apparel. I think it's ibapparel.ca. And if you're on Instagram, go give a follow. IB Apparel.
Okay. All right. Love it. Because again, I've never had a spoken word with her. We chat behind the scenes here. But again, obviously, I have the utmost respect, and throughout the years, love what you guys are doing, and so glad that you guys are kind of, trajectory, the Wholesome family, and business wise, and everything else.
Exactly. She's going to hop on and do a podcast with you if you could be so kind to have her on after.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I would love to.
Yeah.
So, Marc, somebody asked, because you've got great flavors, a lot of them are unique. How do you come up with your flavors for the different products?
Honestly, it's all from personal use. Like aside from being a brand owner, I call myself a supplement connoisseur. I always love trying new products, new flavors, new ingredients. Been like that for about 10 years now.
But do you go to your manufacturer, or does your manufacturer come to you and say, Marc, we've just got this new flavor that you should try, or it's a little bit of both?
No, I usually find them online, other brands, and I'll try them and see how they are, and then go from there.
Okay. All right.
I'll tell you one thing about Canadians though, like you guys in the US, you love your different flavors, your dragon fruits and your pomegranate acai and stuff like that. Up in Canada, people are a little weary to try something new. In Canada, people love their peach, their bombsicle, their fruit punch, the basic flavors. They really love those, the blue raz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But some of your flavors, though, are kind of not normal. I don't mean normal, but I know you've got the cotton candies and obviously the jingle juices you mentioned. Like, so do those sell, obviously, based on what you just said?
They do good. A few people were hesitant to try the pomegranate acai, but honestly, now that people are trying it, it's our top selling pre-workout. If not, it's our second best seller.
Wow. So when you look at the line, is the pre-workout the one thing that's driving, or is it? I mean, what's pushing the most in your line?
It's the pre-workout and the test booster.
Okay.
Yeah, the test booster, guys love that testosterone booster. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the increase in libido or the boost in energy, but there's a lot of repeat buyers on that. Thankfully.
Well, it's a great deal too. I mean, it's a very well-priced, well-dosed product. I mean, let's face it.
Yeah.
So, but let's talk about future products. Somebody had asked too. I mean, what can people look for in the future from you guys?
We should be getting our NPN for a powdered fat burner towards the end of November.
Okay.
So by the time we get the green light from Health Canada on that, it'll probably take 6 to 8 weeks to get the label and all that jazz, get a PO sent in. We're getting an NPN for our nitric oxide booster, the capsules. We have an NPN application filed for the liver support. and the Stim free pre-workout. That's about a year out.
But so the liver support is out though, so you have it without the NPN? I'm
Yeah,
confused.
the liver support right now is available in the US because you don't
okay.
need that product license, but here in Canada, we can't list anything on Amazon without having that NPN.
So you almost like testing the market to see how it does in the US, and if it does well, then bringing it to Canada?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's doing all right in the US.
I like it because I picked up a couple of bottles, and I think it's a great product. It's always difficult sometimes when you have health products, because let's face it, the younger generation, they want to feel something.
Exactly.
And it's hard when either the greens formulas or any type of liver organ product. The only proof is in the pudding is when you have labs done. But it's just basically finding a good product or a good company you can trust. Which obviously, like you guys, I see anything, it's going to be quality stuff.
No, exactly. I actually had this conversation this morning with my friend Jacob at Supplement King. We were talking about the Revive kidney support.
Yeah.
I think it retails for about $79.99 plus tax, and I was just joking around that you take it, you don't know if it's doing anything, you just take it and hope for the best.
That's it.
Yeah.
So our boy Pete, he's actually watching too. He says, "Bring back the cherry limeade."
Oh, God love him. We might have to do that just for Pete. Put his face as like the flavor icon.
But you want sales? Or you want to lose sales?
It'd just be another limited run. I could see if I could find a facility that could do like 48 units or something.
Oh my God. So what's next for you guys, brother? Let's talk big picture. I mean, obviously some additional products, but where do you want to be in a couple of years? But what's the big goal?
We want to be in Supplement King and Popeyes, and then there's a few other stores too that we would probably get in if we got into one of those two. So we're just going to keep doing what we're doing and hope to get in one of those big franchises. Nice,
but again, I know we might talked earlier. Is the U.S. here like really an afterthought?
An afterthought? Nah, we haven't released any new products. I think that liver support was probably 7 or 8 months ago.
Okay,
but it's just. With the Canadian operations, the US, the 3 kids, the summer was a busy time because I like to enjoy the summers, but it's a lot going on, and then you have to have a personal life after that and talk to friends and stuff. So it's crazy. There's not enough hours in the day. There really isn't.
Yeah, welcome to adulthood, brother. We're both in the same boat. Kids, wife, trying to work businesses, run businesses, and also try to keep that work-life balance.
Exactly. Well, and then you add in going to the gym for 2 hours a day.
Yep.
And then you sleep.
I see yours in the background. Is that just collecting dust like mine? I have one too in the basement, but it's collecting dust.
This was the gym we got when they closed the gyms down up here back in 2020. Yeah. I hope my fuck Trudeau flag doesn't offend anyone.
Oh my God. So do you want to, so when you look at the brand though, I mean, you've got, I'm going to say almost like the health line, and you've also got the supplement line. Do you want to continue to kind of grow both out, or do you want to give more towards like the lifter type line?
I think both. We were actually thinking about doing like a kidney support formula for the US. And then if it does good in the US, like the liver support, then we would file for an NPN up here in Canada.
What about like greens? Because greens is very popular down here in the US.
The greens, I love greens. I take 1 scoop of greens every day for about the last year and a half.
Yep.
But I don't want to invest a lot of money into new products until we get in one of these bigger franchises. And then it's like, okay, now we can move forward with some other products. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know there was one that you posted, I don't know, felt like a year ago. There was a store that it looked like they had a whole display of, I don't know, like 48 or 60 bottles. Looked like a whole maybe it was a ruthless. I think it was a ruthless display, and I don't know if you're still moving well with them or if that's still a good customer.
I'm not sure what store it is.
I'll have to look now. I'll have to go through your files because again, there was one. It was like a whole pyramid. It looked like it had to be 20, 30, 36, 48, maybe. I don't know. It was ridiculous.
Oh, that was probably Herc's Edmonton back when we first launched.
Okay.
Yeah.
You still do business with them?
Pardon me?
You still doing business with them?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
The pre-workout does really good. Like the hard part is getting it into people's hands. People walk into these stores and the Iron Brothers there, and it's next to a Ghost, it's next to Redcon, it's next to TC. You know, it's next to a lot of big names. So the thing is just getting it into the person's hands for them to try.
I know, and I think that's always tough. Like a smaller brand like yourself is obviously you want to get it into people's hands, but sometimes it's the salespeople want to sell what they know best, or they get these little here in the States. There's companies that give commissions if you sell their brand. Look, sell a brand, will give the salesperson an extra $1, and it's like, you know, they don't want to educate. They just want to go for the easy sale.
Yeah. Well, sales, that's definitely Iron Brothers' weakest point right now. I'm not good with sales. Like say you own a store and you place an order, like I'll reach out once or twice, see how it's going, and then I'll just wait. I'll wait for you to come back.
Yeah, bro, you gotta get in front of that, man. You ever think about doing demos at the stores?
We have. The reason why we haven't been doing that, this is super annoying. Like, we're located just outside of Halifax.
Yeah.
In Halifax, there's 4 Supplement Kings and 3 Popeyes. There's no stores where I can send people to buy Iron Brothers because we're not in either of those stores yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, here in the States, it's like, look, they talk to the store manager and say, let me set up a table, let me set up a booth and give out some samples.
Yeah.
You know, and then hopefully the customers they come back. But I know what you're saying. It's so tough because I talk to other store owners, and it's like they get calls 10 times a day. Look, I'm a new brand. I got the best product. You know, get me in there. And it's so competitive right now that it sounds like your line really is online, which is smart.
It is, and with Amazon, I don't want to jinx anything, but we sent a package to one of those 2 big stores. Their purchasing manager a few days ago, and then the manager of the Halifax Regional Municipality is heading up to Quebec for some kind of big summit or meeting next week. So should have some more news there towards the end of next week. So
sweet.
Yeah, it would be amazing to have a couple stores in the Halifax area where we, like you said, we could, send our athletes in, do demos, taste testing, pass out samples or shaker cups, or just to spread brand awareness would be awesome.
Yeah.
I hang out in these stores all the time, Popeyes and Supplement King, and I watch people come in and they buy their whatever. They buy their other products, and I'm just thinking someday I'll be in here to tell them the benefits of using Iron Brothers. Yeah,
no, I hear you, brother. It's tough, but I envy anybody that's making the grind daily like you do. You know, people ask me, well, you're gonna come out with a product, and I'm like, why? I'll just leave the grind to great people like you, and I'll use everyone else's products. Oh my God! But what else, brother? I mean, it's been a while here. You know, I don't manipulate your day. I know it's dinner time for you guys, but what else is on the agenda? Anything else that you want to talk about? It's been quite a while.
I don't know. It's nice. It's nice to see. It's nice to see COVID is finally going away.
Yep.
Things are getting back to normal here. That was a weird 2 years. The kids were out of school for half the year, closing down the gyms and closing the small businesses, and TV had everybody up here. Anyways, people were afraid to death of getting COVID. They thought they would die or something. And
you had your not your truck parades, but whatever that was you guys had last year, where all the trucks were just lined up, like blocking all the roads and stuff.
Yeah. Honest to God, that was probably the most Canadian thing I've seen in my life.
Yeah.
All these people from across the country coming together, and it was white people, black people, Chinese, like just every walk of life, from toddlers to 80, 90-year-old people, all coming together to put an end to the madness. But once all those beautiful people made their way to Ottawa and legacy media got their hands on it, they spun that as these people are white supremacists and racists and misogynists, and I'm serious, they're Nazis. And there was won't get too into detail with it, but there was a gentleman in Ottawa. I think there was 1 million people there, but there was one gentleman showed up with a Confederate flag, and then of course, and I have no idea what a Confederate flag even means in Canada. I don't even really know what it means in the U.S. But they were following him around, and it's white supremacists, and we shouldn't tolerate this. But the next day, I saw that he was being followed by a photographer.
Okay.
That photographer just happened to be Justin Trudeau's personal photographer. So you don't need to be a rocket scientist to know that was a plant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, they made up so many lies, and then and after they made up all those lies and false stories, half the country turns against them now. Even to this day, some people don't like those truckers. Yeah.
And I know for a minute you and I were talking that you were thinking about coming to the States. I know you were like, oh, I might go to Carolinas, might go to Florida.
Yeah, well, it was getting pretty nutty up here. Like it was like, I'm not sure if you guys were following along, but like Justin Trudeau was calling people who didn't take the vaccine anti-science, and they're usually racist and misogynist. And are we going to tolerate these people? And it was like these are regular people. These are hardworking motherfuckers, man. Like, you know what I mean?
So things back to normal for the most part?
Things are back to normal. You still see the odd person who's a little afraid. There's still a few people wearing masks and stuff, but to each their own. They can do whatever the fuck they want. But for us, everything is back to normal. The kids are back in school. They don't have to wear those masks anymore. Life is slowly going back to normal. But then with that, you got crazy inflation up here. The cost of everything is insane. And
it's the same thing here, brother. It's the same thing in the States.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know what's going on. I try to stay off of social media lately because during the winter, like last winter, I kind of was spending too much time on my phone, and it wasn't good because for some reason, you would think the brain would want to go see something happy, like maybe some boobs or some ass or some jokes or memes, but no, my brain would want to see something that would piss me off and make me angry. And
I could see that. I could see that. That's the problem with today's society. Let's face it, brother. We live by our phones, and I'm the same way. You want to see, like today, I open up my phone. The first thing I see, Coolio dead.
Right? I know. I saw that. Horrible.
So it's like, you can't win because it's news, brother. There's never anything positive. Although it's not news. News is negative.
Well, up here, I don't even think it's news anymore. It's propaganda.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty bad. It's getting pretty bad. It's so bad that about a month ago, I stopped watching the news in the summer.
Okay.
It's just pissing me off, right? I can see through the bullshit. It's pure propaganda. So I stopped watching the news. I used to watch it first thing in the morning because when I wake up, the news, they put on TV for some background noise, the news.
Yep.
Going to bed would be the same thing. So I stopped watching it for about a month, and I was tempted to put it back on. I said, Mark, if you put that fucking news on, you're going to be watching it every day again. So I called up Bell. That's who we have our TV with. And I told them, I want to cancel our cable, right? So they asked why, and I told them why. So he comes back and he says, and I'll just make up these numbers, so don't quote me on these.
Yeah.
Your bill moving forward will be $185. And I said, oh, really? After I canceled the cable? And they're like, yes. I was like, what was the bill when I was paying for cable?
It was less.
$179. No, by cutting the cable, my bill went up $6 a month.
Yeah, it's the same thing here because I got to recoup the cost. So, okay, we'll just add it to your Wi-Fi or whatever.
Whatever. It's worth the $6.
So did you cancel?
I canceled it. Yeah.
And so I'm assuming you're streaming everything now.
I got some kind of box, Roku box or something like that. Yeah, just Netflix and Amazon. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But it's been good catching up, brother. I mean, it's been long overdue, and I know I've kind of been stalking you. It's because I love you. I mean, I miss.
That's right.
Let's face it. We used to connect. Like even when that group died off, I felt bad because I'm going to be completely selfish and say I felt like I lost a very close friend. But I understand that it's business, and and following you through social media. There's days where you hate social media because of all the negativity. Let's face it.
Yeah.
But then there's other days when you see, like, when I see your pictures on the beach with the girls, or just, Jaclyn training hard, looking like $1 million, and, it's just so good in the same boat.
Let me see if Jaclyn wants to come out and say hello. You got time?
Yeah, man.
Just for her to say hello.
Like I said, I always look for people to beautify the podcast here.
Well, you found the wrong guy for this episode. Let's see.
You're always a sexy lad, man.
Yeah, no, it's crazy though with the 3 kids, and we got the Canadian division, we got the US division, and Jaclyn has the IB Apparel and the gym, and the kids they're in cheerleading, they're in karate, there's swimming, like it's so hectic. It's so hectic. A guy
so can't even Olivia's still in. She's. You said she was 10 now.
She will be 10 in February. Yeah.
So is that 4th grade, 5th grade?
Yeah, she's in. Oh, geez. She's in grade 4 right now, I believe.
Wow. Yeah. Like I tell you, man, slow it down. You want them to grow fast, but in the same boat, you don't.
Right. Just one sec.
Yeah.
I had to unlock the door. I had to lock it to keep the gremlins out.
It's okay. I've had little ones jump on people's laps during podcasts. It's all good.
Yeah. Maybe next time we do it, I'll have them come in, do a guest appearance.
Do a run-in.
Yeah. So on your end, is there any new supplement companies that have really caught your eye? Any new products, any new formulas or anything?
So it's, here in the States, everyone's got a pre-workout nowadays. That's the number one thing. But I'd say that, the bigger trend right now is like the greens formulas and then nootropics. Like everybody's doing nootropics, which is great because as you read, like some of these nootropics aren't just, for the here and now. It's like they're showing that it might help put off Alzheimer's or memory loss, because us old folks like me, brother, I just turned 50 this year. So I got to make sure I've got to make sure the brain's still working right.
Yeah, you don't look a day over 49.
That's why I love you. That's why I love you. Got to keep around more often. No, but I mean, let's face it. I'm close with Robbie, man, and he's just killing it. I know we talked about it earlier, but it's an addiction for him to come out with 2-3 products a month now. There's no stopping him.
Yeah. Good for him though. Good for him. He looks like he's crushing it. Yeah.
It's crazy, and he's blowing up internationally. He's got some good brokers and some good deals internationally. But yeah, I've always liked the smaller company guy. That's the way I've always been. I mean, Robic's no longer a smaller company, but there's a lot of smaller companies out there. There's a company called Panda. There's a company called Huge Supplements out of Australia. There's a company called Ninja that's blowing up here in the States.
I actually have their pre-workout in the house.
Which one?
Juicy Fruit.
Oh, the Ninja.
Yeah.
Do you like it or?
I like it. Yeah, it's good. I use it for leg days.
You got to see, they just dropped a new Unleashed that's got like 575 megs of active caffeine.
Oh, that'd wake a guy up in the morning.
Yeah. For me, I got a half a scoop. I'm still 5 years later. I'm still Stim sensitive.
That's probably a good thing, though.
Yeah, but no, Ninja's probably one of the big ones that's making a big pump because he jumped into the market like a year and a half ago and he launched like 6 products right off the bat, which nobody does.
Yeah. Where's he based out of? Florida or something?
Georgia. Yeah, he's Australian, moved here a couple of years ago, and just decided to get into the supplement game, and he's just killing it.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But those are probably the big 2, that are going on.
Yeah, that's awesome. You're heading to the Apollon seminar next month?
I was planning on it, but unfortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately, that's bad. My daughter's parents' weekend at college is that weekend. So we got to be the good parents to go up and support her. But it's gonna be it. I went to last year's; it was just phenomenal. I mean, such a good star-studded cast, and this year he's bringing in Ronnie Coleman, which is gonna.
Oh, it looks insane.
Bring all sorts of people. Yeah.
Don't be shy, babe. Come on in and say hello.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Working out.
Yeah, that's right. Do you want to hear?
He has like a fancy blur thing on the background of his, like they do on TV.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say, Marc told me. So good luck with your show next month.
Yeah, thanks. It'll be 4 weeks on Saturday. So
Are you living on caffeine? You still have a good alertness. I've got other people like a month out that I know, they're like just zombies.
Well, honestly, my caffeine, I'm only supposed to have like 150 milligrams per day. So yeah, I'm not stimmed out at all, actually.
Is that because a coach telling you, or is there something else behind that?
Yeah, my coach, he just wants, that's what he is. I think it's mostly so when we get a little bit closer, we can use caffeine to kind of give me some life when we're getting closer to the end, you know?
So Jaclyn, the last couple of years, you've really transformed your body, obviously, but what was the deciding factor to say, you know what, I'm going to do it?
Like the deciding factor to actually compete, or just
Do show? Yeah.
I kind of like always wanted to be honest. Like we had the Iron Brothers Expo at our at a bodybuilding show in Edmonton. And we were part of the expo, and it was my first bodybuilding show that I ever attended. That was a little over 3 years ago. Yeah. And that was my first time seeing one in person. I was completely starstruck, and I thought one day I want to be one of those girls on that damn stage. But I had just had twins. The mom bod was rocking. I wasn't in a like good spot for body composition by any means. And I knew I had a lot of work to do. So I went to work, and like I did a couple building phases over the last 3 years. I did 2 building phases. I did some long cuts. I did some mini cuts. I did 2 reverse diets. And I spent a lot of time at maintenance, and I got good at tracking my macros, got good at dieting, had a good relationship with food, because I think that's really key when you compete, because a lot of people compete and it just messes them up. And I didn't work that hard for competing to mess me up. So I'm trying to do it the smartest way, and I felt ready. My main goal was to do it next year, but then I went to a couple shows this summer, and I was really inspired by a bunch of my friends that do it. And I was just like, you know what, it's time. So I just want to get my butt up there and do my thing, you know?
Is it what you've expected? I mean, up to this moment? I mean, yes, you see it, but you're like, oh, I can do that. But now you're like living it.
Yeah, it's definitely hard. Like for me, the biggest thing is stress management, having 3 kids, still trying to run a business, finding time for cardio, the training, but like the training, the dieting, that's the easy part for me. The posing is the hardest part for sure, but I'm starting to get it. So I know it's going to come together though. I just have to believe in myself and keep the faith that it's going to work out. So I'm excited though.
It's got to be hard though, having the 3 kids and Mark, and I'm sure you got cookies and ice cream still laying around the house.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. Like when we had the twins' birthday party, I was cutting up the ice cream cake, and there was like ice cream cake on my finger. Like I love ice cream cake. It's from Dairy Queen. It's delicious. And I went to lick my finger, and I caught myself. I was like, I can't lick this. So of course Mark was like, oh, I'll do it. So
I'm always here to help.
Always. But it's actually been really good for both of us, because I was like, I was always in shape like before. I did the show, but I was very flexible in my diet. And I think it's important that people are flexible. But what I've noticed from cutting out all the processed food, just the difference in my skin, like I don't have any breakouts. I have actually like better energy. Well, when I first started, I guess I had more energy because I was just eating normal food, not the processed junk, right? And Mark, God love him, thankfully, he cut out all the junk too, because he was like, well, this is exact words from Mark. He's like, you're not gonna be walking around looking like a rocket while I'm looking like a mess. So like, let's go. So he's like, he got to keep on with me, right? Which is awesome, because he's been eating the same stuff I'm eating, just bigger portions, and he's dropped like a lot of weight. We both feel better mood wise. And honestly, like as much as it's hard on family time, because I have to miss out on certain things, like just time with the family, I feel like it's actually made our bond a lot stronger, because we have to kind of be there for one another. And he's definitely a great support with all of it. And I wouldn't be able to do it without someone's support of eating like junk food in front of me all day. It'd make it a lot harder. So yeah.
So you're cooking 2 meals every night now? Obviously, meal 1 for you and Mark, and then obviously the chicken nuggets and the mac and cheese for the girls.
Yeah, I make stuff for the kids too, because like the kids are fussy, man. Like even if I try to cook them like more healthy stuff, they usually just won't eat it. But we're trying to be, even once this is over, we've made a plan. Like we're gonna really try for, as a family, to have more nutritious, like healthy foods, because it's just, your health is wealth. Like I don't know. Yeah. You can't be good on the outside if you're not putting the good stuff on the inside, you know? So
It's a process. So if I could put you on the spot, what does your eating look like? I mean, you high carbs, low protein, or like what are you looking at with your
It's
overall
like
meals?
it's like probably like I guess like kind of highish protein, lowish fat. I'm on some pretty low carbs right now. I think I'm at about 40 grams of carbs on my rest days, and I think
Wow.
it's close to 80 grams on my training days.
Okay.
So we're kind of low right now, but you know what? I'm not even that hungry. And I told my coach, like, my hunger levels are not through the roof by any means, which is good because I still got 4 weeks. So
You starting to practice posing now, or?
yeah, I actually have a posing coach, and I think I had 4 or 5 sessions with her so far, and it's starting to come together. Like at first, I was like, I am never going to be able to get this, but once you actually take the time and practice, it kind of starts to come to you. I don't know.
And you got your suit picked out, or is that
Yeah,
still
I have a
coming?
suit. Yeah, it's nice and sparkly and pretty.
I could never be a female competitor because I know that's probably the biggest expense. I've heard like numbers of $5, $6, over
Oh,
$1,000 for some people.
there's some between like the paying for your coaching and then like I know girls that spent like $900 on their bikinis. Like
That's crazy.
I didn't. I actually got mine secondhand just because I'm like, you know what? I don't know. For me, I was just like, as long as I have something to wear and it's sparkly and it's pretty, I'm good, you know? So I'm low maintenance.
So is that, I guess, a women's open bodybuilding, or what are you doing exactly? Like what
I'm doing
division?
bikini.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there
Yeah.
heels in that? I
Oh,
unfortunately, I
hell
don't know the women's divisions as much as I should.
yeah, it's like actually I think they're actually like stripper heels. Like they're the clear and they're high and yeah, you gotta learn how to walk, you gotta learn how to move but yeah, the posing is extremely difficult because you have to look natural, but you have to look confident and you want to look
Yeah.
like you own it. So you have to smile and stuff. You can't just go out there and be like a deer in the headlights, you know? So it takes practice for sure.
Now you gotta get hubby on stage now. You're
Oh,
welcome
I
to watch.
know, I know.
No.
I don't know.
You say no?
I don't think Mark wants to. No, it's not. I'm like, it's for me, like, it's like, I'm like, I love this. Like, this is,
Yeah.
I'm so passionate about it. But Mark's like, he's good with just like trying to look good naked and stuff.
For the beach.
Yeah. And for me.
And how's the brand doing? Talk a minute about your brand.
Really, really good. Like, Ivy Apparel is really starting to take off. Locally, it's really taken like a lot more just because like all the local girls, like when you go to the gym, Mark always sees girls wearing it even when I'm not with them. So it's cool. It's like, I don't know. I love what I'm doing though. But yeah, it's starting to take off. It's going to get better right now. Like it's kind of on the back burner because prep has basically like taken over my life right now. But once that's over, it's time to get back into hustle mode and get back on it.
Now, do you have in the clothing line? Do you have inventory issues like other industries, or is that kind of an issue at all?
No, it hasn't been too bad. Like my supplier's in China, so there was a short time. Like my order for the summer, it was really delayed because they had like another COVID outbreak, so the government shut them down and wouldn't let them ship anything. So I had to wait a bit, but it hasn't been too bad really. So
your prices have gone up probably a little bit with the whole.
A little bit, like the shipping's a lot more expensive than it was like in the very beginning, but I feel like everybody's shipping went up with everything.
Because I know, obviously, I've never touched the merchandise, but I'm sure if it's anything like the Iron Brothers supplement brand, it's high quality, high grade merchandise.
Like I love workout apparel. I love Lululemon, and I wanted something that was comparable but yet affordable, but the quality was there. And like everybody always says like that they're really happy with the quality, and that's like my main thing. And just clothes that women feel good in. Like nobody wants to have to buy something and size up to like a large when you're technically a size small. Like you want the sizing's legit, the quality's good, and people look good in clothes. Like so often I get ladies reach out to me. They're like, I've never worn a crop top in my life at the gym or a sports bra. And now I wear them and I feel comfortable. And like, I just love seeing women feel confident in the clothing. Like, cause ultimately that's like what it's all about, you know? So
it's gotta be humbling though. You look over your shoulder and you see, yep, that's my pants. Yep. That's my
brand.
brand.
Or sometimes I'll be doing like my cardio at the gym and a girl will walk in and I can see like the little IB symbol and it's like the best feeling ever. Love it. And you know, my mom, one day she was at the mall. She saw a girl wearing IB apparel, and this is in Cape Breton, so she's like 3 hours away from here. But yeah, she actually snapped a picture and sent me the picture of the girl's butt because she could see the Ivy Apparel logo. It was the first time she saw it in Cape Breton, so she was really like excited. So
As long as she's not stopping the girl and saying, "Excuse me, can I shoot your ass for a minute?"
right, she just like took the creepiest photo. Like, oh, here, I'll just send this to my daughter. But,
Any thoughts of a men's line? Or we kind of take
yes,
it slow?
I'm working on it. It got totally put on the back burner because of prep. But as soon as prep is over, we are going to kill it with like some amazing menswear that's going to be comparable to like the women's line, and it's going to be dope. Like, I know for sure.
Don't be surprised though. You step on stage, you do very well, and you're gonna want to do a couple of more because it actually gets like almost to an addiction standpoint.
Don't even say that because that's Marc's like biggest fear because he's like, oh, because it's hard, right? Like it's not easy. I do feel like I'm probably going to absolutely love it, but I also have a family and we have businesses to run. So like, I'm not that person that's going to compete like 4 and 5 times a year. Plus that's really hard on your body. And for me, it's all about your health. So like, and I have an amazing coach. He's going to fix me after this because I know I'm going to have a lot of hormone damage, and we'll be reverse dieting and just doing it the right way. Right. Like I'm not going to be that person that rebounds and gains 50 pounds and goes into hiding. So no, we don't want that. So yeah.
What federation is it? I don't know what's up there in Canada.
Oh, it's the CPA. So it's like, I guess, you're in the States, right?
We have NPC is like the big one here in the States.
NPC and that CPA is like the Canadian version of NPC.
Okay.
Yeah. So like a lot of people, I think there's like qualifiers to like go to the shows in the States, like the NPC ones. So yeah.
Awesome. I'm so happy, Jaclyn. We've chatted for years since I've known Marc behind the scenes, and it's like such a pleasure to talk with you in person and kind of see you like I'm gonna say live and living color, pretty much.
Yes, you too. It's like it's awesome. I love it.
And I told Marc just like seeing both of you guys as a family evolve. Where we talked earlier about when I first met Marc, he was on the rigs and he was very rarely home. And I know you were home raising 3 girls.
Yes, the twins by myself in Edmonton. We had no family there. So he would be gone for like 40 days at a time. And I'd be stuck with 3 kids. When the twins were babies, I would literally take them out of their cribs in the middle of the night when they were screaming and I couldn't calm them down. Go for a drive, haul Olivia into the car, the 3 of us, drive around for 45 minutes, take them home, put them to bed. And like, just to think where we came from like that to this, like,
I know.
Just like game changer. Like our lives have completely changed. But yeah, I love it in Nova Scotia. It's so good. And just the fact that we can do what we love and like still manage to just work out and like sell supplements and sell the apparel. Like it's like my dream. Like, and we're kind of like living it, it's cool.
That's it. Again, you guys have come so far. And again, I remember Marc saying, listen, I'm home now. I'm done with the rig. I was like, oh man, the brand must be doing well. And then obviously I see you guys building the house. And again, I can't believe how big the girls are getting now. It's ridiculous.
I know, time flies. That's the thing. Like time needs to slow down. It's like the better life gets, the faster it goes by,
That's it. I was telling Marc, I just sent my oldest daughter off to college last month. Broke my heart. So enjoy your kids when they're small.
I know. It goes too quick. It really does.
Oh my God. But you got to let me know. Obviously I'll get it through Marc, but you got to let me know how the contest goes.
I'll have it all over my Instagram. You know this.
But maybe come back, whether it's Marc or just I need people to beautify the podcast. 2 ugly guys just talking all the time.
Well, I'm kind of a mess right now too. Like the diet face is kind of setting in, and I don't really do much for my makeup lately because I just don't have the energy or the time, or nor do I really care. So, but
she still looks
just Marc though. It's just Marc. Who do you got to look good for?
For Marc, yeah, he likes me when I'm just like I don't know. I think he likes me better when I'm not in prep, though.
Yeah.
We're all like that. I told Marc I announced I'm going to do a show myself next year. It's been a couple of years since I've done
are you?
Many years, yeah.
So what do you do? Like, is it bodybuilding or physique or what?
I don't know. So I've had hamstring injuries over the years. Okay, I've torn both my hamstrings. My legs are shot. So half of me says board shorts. Then the other half of me says, you know what? I'm just going to go and just do, I don't know, bodybuilding. I'm not sure yet. I'm waiting for the schedule to come out for 23.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I figured out like you got to. I would like watch and see, go to a show and like look at them, and then I find that's how I knew what division I wanted to. Because the bikini girls for me, I was just like, that's what I want to be, that girl right there. But then other girls will go to a show and they're like, oh, I want to do figure, right? Like it's just whatever floats your boat. So
And bikini's tough because I always hear I have a couple of friends that do bikini, and they say they didn't do well because the judges tell them you're too muscular. And I'm like, but you're thin as not you, but people are thin in general. And I'm like, you're too muscular. I'm like, really?
Yeah, like I don't know. I think it depends on the person. Like I have quite a bit of muscle for a girl, and I had a lot of people actually tell me that they thought that I was too big to do bikini. But I'm like, I don't care. Like I'll do what I want. Like I just don't care. Like if the judges say, "Oh, you're too big," then I'm too big. And like a lot of people told me I should do wellness, but honestly, once I start dieting, like my legs and my butt, they go. Like so now I'm like a lot smaller now than I was, I don't know, 3 months ago.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. But no, it's been good catching up with you both. I mean, it's truly been a pleasure. And again, I'm so excited to officially meet you.
Yeah, same. It's nice to like actually sit down and talk to you.
I know. And you called me the other day when I'm like, yeah, Mark's kind of coming up on October 29th or whatever. And you're like, don't you mean September?
Yeah, because I looked at the dates and I was like, that's
I'm glad you caught it though.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It was just, honestly, the reason I caught it was because it said October 28th. And my show's October 29th. And I was like, there's no way Mark's doing this podcast the day before my actual show. So that's what made me look at the calendar. And then I knew.
Awesome. But Marc, is there anything else you want to add in closing, brother? It's so good to see you both. And, it's been a pleasure. It's been long overdue.
Definitely. I just want to thank you again for being so patient and waiting for everything to get ready. If anybody wants to follow the brand, follow us at Iron Brothers Supplements on Instagram, Facebook as well. In the US, we're available on Amazon.com. If you do buy something or you have bought something before, kindly leave a review, preferably 5-star. Up here in Canada, we're in about 75 stores across the country. If you're looking for the Iron Brothers products in Canada and your local supplement store doesn't carry Iron Brothers, just ask them, say, why? Like, dude, why not? Like, bring that stuff in. And yeah, also available on Amazon.ca. Same thing with the reviews. If you buy something, kindly leave one. And yeah, stay tuned.
Did you tell them about the new thing that we have coming?
The creatine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you
Jaclyn,
tell them working on a Wicked Stim free?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Jaclyn, feel
Yes.
Okay.
wow, it's good. She's got a checklist. She's like, just tell him this. See, he knew.
Oh, yes, I do.
Points. Jaclyn, where can people go plug your brand? Where can people go to either buy it?
God. Instagram. Follow Instagram. It's IB, like IB Apparel, and then a little underscore at the end. And they can buy stuff on ibapparel.ca.
Do you sell a lot here in the States or you're predominantly in Canada?
I have a couple sales in the States. Actually, Nick's wife, Michelle.
Michelle, yep.
She bought a few things. She placed quite a few orders actually. Hey, like probably like 4 or 5. I get the odd order in States. Like we're not big in the States because like all my girls that promote are all in Canada, right? So
yep.
But yeah, I got an order in New Zealand actually like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
once we get the guys' apparel on the go, we're going to have to send you a pair of jogging pants, gray ones.
Yes, for sure.
Yo, count me as a customer, definitely. And I'll look for free, but yes, definitely.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I actually have a new launch coming for the fall. I'll probably have to wait till after the show, unfortunately, to launch it because I don't want that added stress to like mess me up.
Yeah.
But we have some crazy new products coming, and we have dad hats coming for IB Apparel, and we have new hoodies and new T-shirts for Iron Brothers with a new design. Did you tell them about those?
No.
They're dope. It's a totally new look for the Iron Brothers shirts and hoodies, and people love them. And they're going to be like this really nice soft material because everybody loved this material because it's super, super soft. But yeah, we changed up the front design and it's pretty cool looking. So I think people are going to love them.
So we know who the creative clothing mind is in the family.
Oh yes.
Not me.
No, but Marc has some good ideas. You were good with the colors this time. Yeah.
I try my best.
Leave them to the formulations and leave you to the clothing. Good combo.
Right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, but I love you guys both. Again, it's been long overdue. And Marc, I appreciate you letting me stalk you. It's good catching up, and let's not go years again without catching up.
No, definitely not. Let's hope we can make it to the Apollo seminar next year.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
And I told you when you're free again, Robic wants to jump on a call with you, the 3 of us.
Yes, let's do it.
because Robert from Apollon has the utmost respect for you, brother.
Yeah, he's the man. He's awesome.
So, but Jaclyn, it's been a pleasure. You know, and
hopefully maybe we can have a call like after I crush this show, and
I would love it. I would love it. So we could talk highs, lows, and because I've got a lot of guys that follow like the bodybuilding side, but I'd love to get the female perspective.
Yes, because it's so like it's really cool, and I would love to, like, once the whole experience is over, we could have like a little podcast and talk everything about like prep and my little journey and how it went and how it's going.
You can bring your medal, your trophy, whatever you get.
Yeah, hopefully I got like 5.
5. Wow.
I don't know. I don't even know how many there is.
You get the class winner, the overall, and the overall contest or something.
I just want to win all the things. Just
man.
something would be nice. I'll take what I can get.
But guys, I know it's late. I'm sure it's probably dinner time for you and the family. But as always, thank you.
Olivia cheerleading. She's saying she didn't want to go. I got to fight with her.
But thank you so much, guys. And to anybody listening to the show on the audio platforms, please be sure to like, subscribe, give us a 5-star review, as well as Marc said, on Amazon, 5-star review. Hell, give 6, okay? You can do 6, leave 6 in the comment. But as always, guys, thank you so much for listening to SuppTalk Radio.
Awesome. Thanks for having us, and thanks everybody who tuned in.
Bye.